Taxes. Fuck taxes. All mums hate taxes. Oh, I hate you, you strange, egg-headed little man. You can take my taxes from my cold, dead hands. We all know about taxes. It is our weekly, fortnightly, monthly, yearly tithing to live in the blessed church we call society. But what happens if you're not religious? Well, realistically, some people that like to imagine themselves as saints are going to tell you that you're an abomination and that the poor should be executed, as Jesus would have wanted. But that's besides the point. Death and taxes, the two certainties of life. But you can help me avoid at least one of them. And it will be glorious. You see, I live in New Zealand and we have a little something called GST. Let me tell you a little bit about it. I'll try to keep this quick so as not to bore you. When you make money, you have to give some of that income back to the government. That's called income tax. GST is a different form of tax. Most countries have something very similar. It might just be named something different. For example, you might know it as VAT if you live in the miserable and perpetually raining place known as Auckland. In New Zealand, GST is 15%. This basically means if I go out to the store and I buy a particularly firm cucumber with which to f myself in the shower later, there is a 15% surcharge on that item that goes straight back to the government. This is so widely accepted in New Zealand that 15% is already included on the displayed price. So anything I see on the shelves that's labeled $10, $1.50 of that is already GST, which means the item only actually costs $8.50. Hopefully I got that math right. Now there's a whole mess of understanding to unpack here, but I'm not going to do that because math sucks and I don't hate myself. What you need to know is that all consumer purchases must pay GST. But I'm a businesswoman, which means that any purchase related to my business, i.e. making content for this YouTube channel, is not a consumer purchase. Which means theoretically I don't have to pay goods and services tax. But it's not that simple. There is a threshold. You can't just start a business in a day and claim GST back. Said threshold is currently a trading income of 60,000 New Zealand dollars for small businesses. For all of you out there in America, that's roughly equivalent to 20 USD. Not thousand, 20. So basically, I'm at a point where if I can make 60,000 NZD per annum, I can claim back GST on business expenses. Now considering that in order to run this channel, I need to purchase things like camera equipment, lighting equipment, music licensing, editing software, etc, etc. If I can claim back GST, I could potentially save myself thousands of dollars in tax. And that threshold is so close, but looks just ever so slightly beyond reach, which is where you come in. You see, I have a brilliant new method with which you can assess. Bear with me here, I will get to the point eventually. Humble viewer, perhaps even humble subscriber, perhaps even humble commissioned officer in my queer army. Click the join button, by the way, members only content is cool. I just need a tiny bit more income to reach that threshold, which is why I'm putting out new merch, baby! New Alice in Wonderland official merch! And if you buy it, you will be helping me to pay less tax by allowing me to classify for GST exemption. That's right, this whole preamble was just an announcement that I am making new merchandise. But to be honest, I'm genuinely really excited about it and I want to show you. I'll tell you a few more important details later, but for now, let me show off some of these cool things we've designed. Oh, they're so cool. I've been super creative with my ideas and I think we've come up with some really amazing things and I'm so stoked with how they came out. Big props and thank you to Ivalka for the artwork, by the way. Let's get this fashion show on the road! The first one we've got is an absolute classic. The Queer Army insignia on the left breast and the wings of queerdom on the shoulders. We've got a few different colors, white, black. I've got this one in purple because I think it looks fantastic. I didn't realize how good purple worked with the Queer Army insignia. So good. Wear it like this or tuck it in, whatever you like. We have this in women's / unisex form fitting, which is what this one is. We also have it in men's sizes, accessible for everyone. You can also get this design on a standard women's premium hoodie, as well as a unisex big hoodie. I'm wearing a small here because I like the form fitting. Also, I will say, sorry, there's gonna be crinkles in all of these because I got these like 2 weeks ago, shoved them in the box, and I didn't take them out until today. And I haven't had time to iron them today, I'm sorry! They look great though, and they actually don't crinkle that easily. I was just stupid and left them in a box for 2 weeks. It's also super comfortable. Oh my god, it's so warm. Wear it inside and get cozy, it'd be so good. Or out in the winter months. I will say, unfortunately, I think they don't stock the purple in this jumper anymore, which is a terrible shame. I think this is the last one you could have gotten, and it's mine. Sorry, it's one of my favorite pieces of clothing now. This is also from the prototype run when I f***ed up the size and placement of the insignia. So if you get one of these, the insignia will be a little bit smaller and more over here. You can also get the insignia big on a tank top like this. It looks great. Nothing on the back for this one. We even have mugs, stickers, water bottle, which you could conceivably fill with lube. They make a really fun noise. I have 5 of these. Someone remix that. The next design we have is one I am super duper proud of. I've had this idea kicking around in my head for ages. Check this out. Alice in Wonderland America's Tour 2027. Totally not an invasion. Oh, let me get my hair out of the way. How good does that look? It's so cool. See, it's a play on the idea of like a band's touring t-shirt. I think it looks amazing and it's just everything I wanted it to be. This of course is a women's sizing. You can also get this in men's, and obviously you can also get it in a jumper. Check it out. This, by the way, is the unisex jumper. It's much more of a sort of baggy and less form-fitting one. We have 2 types of jumpers across the whole store. We have the women's premium hoodie, and we have this one. The women's premium hoodie is actually really quite form-fitting, and so I think it's actually one of the rare hoodies that you can really wear outside and look really good in. This one is going to be my comfy laze around inside jumper. It's so warm and comfortable. I love it. And now I've saved the best for last. This is one that I am so proud of. I think it's such a good idea and I think it's just awesome for everyone. This one is a new design. The Stealth Queer Army insignia and Wings of Queerdom. When I made my first merch run, I got a lot of messages from people saying that they would love to get one, but that they have right-wing parents, they're not out to their parents, or they live in a really rural community. And I thought that was sad that those people couldn't get to, you know, wear their pride. So I came up with this idea. We basically made, Ivelka and I basically took the colors out of the Queer Army insignia while not changing it too much. And basically this is so that you out there can still wear Pride merch without outing yourself. And I just think it's such a cool idea, and I'm so happy with it. I think it looks amazing in white, and in fact, this is probably one of my favorite pieces of clothing at the moment. It just looks so cool. So I just wanted to put an option out there for those of you that are unfortunate enough to not be able to live as openly as myself or others. This is stealth mode. And also, it's of course just super comfortable. You can get it in black and white. I think the white looks amazing. And of course, you can also get it in a tank top or a t-shirt with the Wings of Stealth Queerdom on the back. Although, just to be safe, you probably do want to be wearing a bra underneath this. But, I mean, hey, it would be great for a wet t-shirt contest. Great for wet t-shirt contests.
If this gets 10,000 likes, I'll release that on...
No, I'm not falling for that again. Yes, I know. I know that's happened. Shut up. We have cups, stickers, and bottles for this one too. And the last thing I have to show you today, I also have caps of both designs. I've been wearing these so much. They're so cool. Let me put one of them on for you. What do you reckon? Good for those summer days? Get a jumper or a t-shirt with a matching cap? Look, it looks so good. I love it. I am so stoked with how all of these came out, honestly. And the best part to get things started, just to make things extra accessible to everyone out there, this store goes live with 25% off of everything until the 21st, I believe. So make the most of it. Get in and get some f***ing Wonder Woman merch. I better see people out there wearing them. But now, onto some of the more finer details. Some of you might remember this merch run that I did last year. Well, that was a merch run I did entirely myself. It was special edition, which is why it was embroidered. None of this stuff is embroidered this time, unfortunately. That's just not really possible when you're doing things on a greater scale. This run I did myself, and it was a lot of work, and unfortunately I just don't have the time to do that again. So this time I've partnered with Spreadshop to do this. What that means is it's essentially a third-party company printing my designs onto t-shirts and stuff like that. They're handling all of the orders, all of the customer service, all of the shipping, everything like that. It's basically totally hands-off for me, except for, you know, adjusting pricing and new merch designs and stuff like that, which is perfect for me. What that does mean, of course, I will stipulate, I am not the one making these, so if your shirt is late or if it comes ripped in the mail, don't contact me, contact their customer service department. Now, in the interests of full transparency, I wanted to let you know that the profit margin on these items of clothing is about 30%, which I think is somewhat standard. I tried to make them as accessibly priced as possible for you. They're good quality, they look good, and they're fun, so I'm super proud of them. I hope you are too. I suppose just one thing to keep in mind is that because the profit margin is actually quite small, I won't be making a lot of money on these. Honestly, I wanted to make these more for you guys to show your support and, you know, wear something that you feel proud about and something that represents you. I think it's awesome. I love them. I would love to see people out wearing them and using them. That is so cool to me that I'm making merchandise. I cannot believe that. 3 years ago when I made my first YouTube video, I never would have imagined this could have been possible. But yeah, I'm not making a crazy amount of money on these, so if you still want to support my channel and help me make more videos, memberships are still the best way to do it for me. Either here on YouTube or over on Buy Me a Coffee. Both platforms get you access to my members-only content. The only trade-off is that Buy Me a Coffee gives me a slightly larger percentage of your donation, so I get more bang for your buck, per se, but you don't get the cool membership badges here on YouTube. I don't personally have a preference. Fully up to you. But yeah, this isn't really supposed to ever be a main revenue stream for me. This is more of just I've had people asking me if they can get Queer Army jumpers, and I'm glad I can offer that now. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you'll consider checking out the shop and maybe getting something, and I hope to see people wearing my merchandise. That would be so cool. I guess I'll see you in the next video.